So, in this reading, I'm going to talk about the global situation. So, just to remind you what we are dealing with, a global situation right now here is pandemic, countries fighting with each other for attention, and religious uh, struggle in some parts of the world where some religions feel that they are oppressed, but then others feel that equality is more important than religious identity. I somehow tend to focus more on the equality aspect, feel more comfortable than the religious identity. But then I'm just saying that we all have perceptions. Because of these perceptions, this reading, because it's a global level reading, don't take it too personally because nothing is going to happen in your personal life. It's talking about this whole thing is talking about global events and global outcomes, not about your personal life. So these trends will be seen or visible on a global level, but your personal life may be very harmless and very aloof and be very quite comfortable, even though globally I have a hint that because I have also seen the astrological charts for next 1 year, and I've also seen a lot of other trends like eclipse, how it's going to affect astrologically. I have a hint, so I'm sure that will get open up in this tarot reading. So it will be a dark reading, mind you that, but don't take it personally. That's a disclaimer because that won't happen. But if you want a personal reading just for your life, then order that on my website and I'll do that, and that will show a very different picture based on your personal space, what's happening there. So don't worry about this. This is just a sample reading, how your personal reading will be done using the cards, but the message will be totally different. That's what I'll say. Thank you, and let's start this reading. Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to Astral Luck. This is your annual reading for 2021. So, this is a general reading. You will get your personal annual reading if you order one in this way, because I'm going to do another reading which would be more of a quick one, not a detailed one for every sign because of lack of time. So, I'll skip the first part of the annual reading in the sign specific reading. But in this reading, I'm going to overall see about how things will develop on a global level. So we'll try to include pandemics. We'll also, astrologically, I have a feeling that there might be uh, financial tension cropping up by next uh, solar eclipse, which will be in June. So we'll try to see all that if that shows up in the reading and how it turns out. So I'm going to use this four different set of cards. So I've uh, brought them on the camera here, but we'll use them one by one. So first I'm going to do an overall Celtic cross spread for all of you on a global level. So I need 10 cards from this set of cards and 10 cards because it's a 20 card Celtic cross spread. So I'm going to incorporate an oracle card at all the levels. So I've shuffled the tarot card, now shuffling the oracle cards for the Celtic cross. This is the theme and the general overview for 2021. And then we'll, in the second part, I'm going to pick up monthly cards for every month. you see, this card came in reverse. Usually, these cards are not read in reverse and not even meant to be read that way. But then, for some reason, I happened to keep it in reverse position by mistake. So that's an interesting thing. And there are no coincidences. That's what I've learned with life. So, bottom of the deck is patience and come out of the closet. So, first of all, first thing first, it talks about having patience. We all have been doing that 2020. So, in 2020, we have only demonstrated patience with this pandemic and living with all those lockdowns and living with minimum resources and working very hard online. Although we all have craving to go out, we all have craving to actually meet people. So it says that in 2021, with patience, slowly and steadily, everyone will get an opportunity to come out of their closets, which is like get back to normal routine, maybe meeting people, getting shake hands, hugging people, smiling, and all that, getting little closer to each other. We'll get back to that, but it will happen slowly because it says you need to be patient about it. You cannot do it just by the switch of the year. You won't get that, but then definitely it will happen over some time. Right at the center we have nothingness, which is more of accepting things the way they are with open your heart to love. So it's telling me that you will develop a perspective throughout the year, especially in the first half of the year, like January to June, July. It says that you will start accepting things more willingly and will try to forget the negative or the negative connotations that you had, or the negative feelings that you had, or the rivalry feelings that you had. Somehow that's going to go away with this Saturn and Jupiter conjunction on 21st of December 2020 will in the air sign will actually take that materialistic behavior and materialism and fighting for material or rivalry for material things will slowly and steadily get away in next 1 year, and then it will continue to develop that over next 20 years. That's how the conjunction works, Saturn and Jupiter. But then definitely it is a good thing. That's what I'm going to say, that the overall theme for this year would be going in that direction. And then the problem is like choose peace and awareness. You are possibly choosing love without any awareness that you are walking the path of love without even having awareness of it. So the problem here is that without having appreciation for love, but again choosing it doesn't help you. It is almost like this, that you have all the fruits that you want, but then you don't know they are fruits. You have all the oranges which can give you enough vitamin C, but then you don't know that you have oranges and it gives you vitamin C. It helps you to fight away all the infections. You don't know that, and so you are still continuing to fight for material things. Although on the akashic level things are shifting, but you will take time to adjust through it, and it will not happen in 2021. It will happen over the next few years. That's what this is saying, because it's a generic reading on a global phenomena. So I'm talking about global issues, and if you ask this for a personal reading, then I'll talk about specific things in your life. But then this is what is happening on a global level. In the past, it shows that there were quite positive changes in behavior, but it were quite emotionally disturbing, putting you in silence, like somebody taking away voice from you. But then it was on a global level, it was positive. Uh, Literally, what the cards are saying is that this pandemic was positive, but then it took away your voice from you, because it was positive for humanity as a whole, because we have got some perspective that we cannot keep going so materialistic in long run. But then it came at a cost of losing a lot of people, lot of jobs, lot of people, lot of lives. It is endless. The loss, we cannot keep talking about it, but then it actually emotionally overburdened you and made you to reflect in silence for a very long time. So that's what happened in 2020, and it's quite clear from these cards in the past. But in future, what do we have? So uh, you will let go of the control. Uh, if I have to give you example of some very big corporate giants, I'm not going to name anyone because uh, that would be quite tricky, right? But then there are few specific giants who are very good at creating a lot of products which are unnecessary and replacing with new models every now and then, and controlling your mind and capturing your mind with advertisement and with bringing up that prestige issues. That control will slowly fade off, especially in second half of the year from June to December 2021, and you will start seeing that people are quite happy, people are quite blissful, people don't chase after material things, and people would be very uh, open to emotionally nurture themselves rather than materially nurture themselves. That bank balance, the number of things that you possess, and all those things would be just a number having less value, but the value would be more towards how much emotionally content I feel, how much I'm able to support myself in a positive way, rather than chasing after things or showing off things on social media platforms and all those things. So it's almost like finding your own inner spirituality will start opening up in the second half of the year. And on a social level, you'll see that people are finding success by focusing on their spiritual needs and not focusing on any other kind of thing. So success will come only if you focus on your spiritual things and nurture yourself on a spiritual way. What's anchoring the entire year is that Jupiter is going to support you all the time. Master is like Guru. Guru is always represented by Jupiter in this uh, reading or astrologically, wherever I see. And this transit on 21st of December 2020, Saturn and Jupiter coming together in Capricorn or in Aquarius, talking about which zodiac system you're following, sidereal or tropical. It is quite evident that Saturn is on a higher position, because Capricorn or Aquarius both are ruled by Saturn on a certain level, and if it is sidereal zodiac, Jupiter is quite weak in Capricorn. That's what they say. But then still, Jupiter has this tendency to expand things, to bring optimism, and Saturn is supposed to bring practicality, and also it tends to bring, they say that it's judgmental, it brings judgment on a certain level. Yes, it makes life little tough if you have moon, ascendant, or sun in either of these places, but it's not that tough, because what is the guru is doing is that it's helping you to still have that ray of hope. The master is giving you that ray of hope, that follow your heart and you will find your success. You will continue to keep growing, you will continue to keep finding your path, and you will continue to keep doing what is right for you. So yeah, for some of you, especially those who have sun, moon, or ascendant in sidereal Capricorn or tropical Aquarius, will to a certain level feel that friends, family members, extended family members, not immediate family members, and elder sister, brothers, elder siblings may showing you harsh perspectives in life, but then there is hope, and there is a good amount of uh, positivity coming through these harsh perspectives, because these harsh perspectives are shown to you for a reason, because you need to actually develop a certain kind of uh, knowledge to live life spiritually in the coming years, because spirituality would be key. There's no reason why there's sudden growth of astrologers and tarot card readers on YouTube, on all other platforms, or uh, other kind of spiritual sciences. There's a reason for that, because spirituality is the key, and then people are learning it for their own benefit and helping others. So I somehow have to say that uh, this tough conjunction is not that tough. It is only a preparatory year for future spirituality. So, what do I have here as advice for global events, like how you individually can actually create a good life for yourself and for each other on a global level? Be cheerful, be playful, and focus on your strengths. If your strength is to make someone laugh, do that. If your strength is to do something very efficiently with optimal amount of resources, do that. If your strength is to support someone in by staying in the background and not competing with them just because you have to see the limelight because someone is forcing you, do that, because those are the spiritual qualities. So that's what the cards are telling here. The on a global fear, on a global level, there would be a lot of fear of comparison, because there would be an economic meltdown. That's what I see astrologically uh, during June and December, between June and December, although there's no evident sign if you see the stock markets right now. So there would be a lot of comparison going on, that will I look better than others or not, and that is the trap. And you will always look good as long as you're not comparing yourself with others, because you can never be like this bamboo stick cannot be a trunk of the tree and the trunk of the tree cannot be a bamboo stick. Both are beautiful in their own ways. As long as you know who you are, you would be successful and you will be able to achieve what you are supposed to achieve. If you are judging a fish with the ability to climb a tree, then the fish will never succeed. And if you are judging a monkey how well it can stay underwater, then monkey will never be successful. So don't get into that game. Society was doing that. There would be a radical shift in the society also but it will happen very slowly and steadily. But then you individually have to change for the society to change, and you have a doubt, can you do that individually? And the answer is yes. So how do you do that? These two cards are saying that, yeah, slowly and steadily but progressively adopt the new vision of freedom from all the bondages and all the comparisons. That's what the cards are telling here. And then the outcome of 2021 is quite beautiful. Work out your magic, courage, and intensity. You will be able to show a very magical future to a lot of people in next generation, like on an individual level. Now this is something that I'm going to talk on an individual level, because on a global level, if I see astrology, I see the tension might crop up even more in coming future. But then on an individual level, for some reason, the uh, political models have to collapse, and then they have to fight for that to collapse, to destroy each other. They will get into all the drama, but then you will show your magic on an individual level, not getting affected with the political drama, not getting affected with the political systems, and showing your intensity of courage to fight for global peace and love. So that's what I see here. Uh, but now let's break down things on a monthly level. So let's get started with the monthly part of this. So I'm going to have six cards for each month, three from Tarot, three from Lenormand. And let's get started with shuffling the cards and laying them out. So this is again there you go. Sorry for making these piles in a very shabby way. As you can see, I'm not that artistic kind of person, more of an intuitive person, not an artist. So let's start with January. So what do we have here? So on Lenormand we have Crossroads, we have Man and Woman. Wow. So in January, and then we also have Seven of Emotions, Guardian of Abundance, and Nice Thought, or nine of Thoughts. So it's I read a Nice Thought, which definitely has a meaning there. But I see that lot of relationships, man and woman, is like a marriage, like a lot of relationship between countries will be on crossroads in January, and you would see almost people picking up very harsh words, and possibly talking about wars. They might also engage in some short term war kind of thing, but then I don't want to say that it would be a huge thing, because on a Lenormand level, I see that people are actually like Nine of Swords, Nine of Thoughts is like people are very stressful right now, and what they want to do is uh, to find peace and find some kind of resolution. not finding that as a different thing. And then there would be some kind of uh, always a situation getting created during January that you want to part away and have fight and move away from things, but then there would be some kind of financial reward waiting for you just to keep continuing in the way that you are continuing, which is also stressful. Like you cannot stay together, you cannot move away together in different paths. All the countries would be in that kind of situation, which would be very intense, very tough, very stupid also in a way. But then there are seven of cups here that no doubt whatever you want to do, you have some kind of aspirations about future, and you suddenly cannot drop those aspirations to be more spiritual. That's what you feel, and you cannot part away from a lot of things at the moment right now. Visually it's not looking very great, and I somehow feel that I need to shift things in a sorry, I had to readjust everything because visually it was a disaster. For it didn't look good on the camera when I was talking about January. So let's try again with February. February we have mountain, we have key, we have uh, whip and broom, and then we have guardian of thoughts, we have three of abundance, we have messenger from emotions, and open your heart. The moment I saw this messenger of emotions, I felt that Mercury has to play a very important role. So Mercury transit in February 2021 will have a very important role to play. And let me pause the video. Of course, Mercury is very important during this time. I had to pause the video to check that because Mercury is in retrograde, and it's going retrograde in the last few days of January, and then it will be in retrograde throughout February, and during the end of February it will be in uh, the forward movement. Sorry for because Mercury is in retrograde, and talking about a retrograde Mercury is almost choking me up and with lack of words. But what is Mercury doing? Mercury is joining back uh, uh, Sun, Jupiter, and Saturn together in Aquarius, again sidereal Aquarius. Let's talk about uh, tropical Aquarius. See, the retrograde is already started messing up because I'm talking about that. And what I see here is that there are huge mountains here, which is international relationships among things. There would be a lot of solutions right in front of you, but then nobody wants to use this key and want to open that lock and get rid of this mountain and tensions in international relationship. What I see here is that people just want to uh, go forth with a solution, doesn't work, come back without reflecting. They don't want to communicate properly, they don't want to do anything on a collaborative level, but they just want to go uh, and try something and just leave it half done and come back. That it doesn't work, this relationship will not work. Especially international relationships will between countries will work out in that way, and communication will be a problem. And it's almost like Jupiter and Saturn is adding on to that with Jupiter bringing optimism, and Saturn bringing tensions among international relationships, preparing internationally a stage for countries or the political structures to come in front of each other and challenge each other in a way that they slowly and steadily start destroying the structure, because the structure now, the way it is functioning, is not uh, doing any fulfillment of any kind of purpose for anyone. So one has to challenge that and break it down. So what we have here is the Guardian of Thoughts, Three of Abundance, and Messenger of Emotions, and Open Your Heart. Again, giving you a lot of choices, giving you a lot of options, but to open the lock. But then nobody wants to do that because everyone is very emotionally attached with their own key. There is one master key, which is spirituality, but then people are so possessed with their own personal key, which is insufficient. They possibly have to melt down all the keys together with a blacksmith and make a fresh key, one single key with all the keys, and use that. And nobody wants to sacrifice their individual key, and that's where the problem is, because Three of Pentacles is all about collaboration, coming together. So tensions will arise. There would be a lot of choices. Somebody collaborating with each on a small scale, depending on the religious background, faith, economic background, economic policies, and the world will get divided in February. So that's what I see here. Sorry for bringing that up, but then that's how I see things. And from the pandemic point of view, it will maintain the status quo. There's no change. What we see during the end of December, we'll see the same thing happening at least till end of February. And then in March, we have stars, we have ending or coffin, then we have tower. Then we have 10 of emotions, we have 4 of actions, and inner strength. So in March, I see that there is a hope that the pandemic, which has gone overblown, uh, like all other infectious diseases, whenever they started, most of them were restricted to one geographic region and did not travel so fast and infect the entire world and brought the whole world on a standstill. Like that's how it's represented by tower, that it's grown so fast, so huge, so quick. Now there's hope that it will end. By March, we will have that hope, and then people are trying to celebrate that, forgetting about all the tensions that were happening on an economic level. People are very happy, people are celebrating and trying to find their inner strength to cope up with all the damages which happened all through different months or in 2020, and they are trying to find that inner strength to stand on their 2 feet and celebrate that yes, somewhere we have a ray of hope and this pandemic is going to go away. So in March, things are quite light and good. I'm very happy to see that. And then let's see, what do we have in April. In April, we have letter, ship, and lilies. And then we have messenger of action, 8 of emotions, and 6 of action. So somewhere down the line, what I see here is that things are opening up. People are able to now travel, send messages, meet people in abroad, want to go and meet someone in abroad. They are doing all that, and it's now things are working on a long term level. So there are two aspects to this in April. One is the general public, you and I, who just want to travel and meet our relatives at distant lands whom we could not meet because of the pandemic and all the travel restrictions. All that is opening up. On a global political level, what I see here is that people are now, or the political systems are now starting to strategize something on a long term level, which may also backfire a few things, because emotionally you will have to leave a lot of habits and a lot of things behind, like a lot of customers, a lot of habits should be left behind, and that's where the tensions would arise. And then there is a lot of success in communicating those uh, tensions, and there is a lot of burden here of who will go and take care of the tensions that are going to arise. So there are a lot of questions opening up at the political level, but on an individual level, things are getting relaxed. Like now, personally speaking, if I have to see, like I can travel to India now, I can meet my relatives there. I have not done that for 1.5 years. So that kind of situations, good. It will work out. But political stress, people are slowly now identifying, like if we change things, these are the different kind of problems that will come up, and nobody wants to take the burden of resolving those problems. We'll see in the coming months how things turn out. So in May we have rider, we have stock, and then we have dog. Then we have a win-win solution. Manifest your dreams. And 3 of emotions. Okay, what I see here is that on a global level, people will try to celebrate, because this is now a ultimate change, news of like now the pandemic is going to end, and things, we don't see a lot of signs of mutations of virus, and we suddenly things are opening up and things are moving great in terms of that, and people are becoming more friendly, people are opening up to a lot of possibilities and celebrating life as they want to celebrate. And they feel that on a political level also, people are a little light-hearted, because now it's the summer time to relax, chill out, and be little more upfront in a very relaxed way. And people are also not interested in anymore what's their traditions are, but they just want to live individually. So I think the May month would be very relaxed, very uh, low profile in terms of tensions and frictions, but then there is some kind of transformation happening underneath, which might show up in the coming months. But then, particularly talking about May, people are very friendly, people are uh, meeting each other, celebrating with each other, and thinking that this is the ultimate thing that will unite the whole world and will bring things to a positive frame of working out the daily activities, both at political level, personal level, business, everything. That's what it's happening. Like people will suddenly be so happy that they would also lose the vision for possible tensions in future. That's what the cards are telling here. Now we have June, the garden, the house, and the rat. Okay, it's tricky. And then ace of thought, guardian of action, and happy change. So slowly and steadily, because in May people were so optimistic and so nice to each other, they almost lost the vision of all the problems that they had, which would not vanish all of a sudden, and it won't even be pushed under the carpet. Suddenly things will open up. The garden things shows that all the internal issues within countries, house represent the country in this context here, all the internal issues in the small things, that small injustices and small issues will come into light right now. The ace of thoughts and the rat is like all the internal problems, like talking about some third. No, I don't want to be politically incorrect. I don't want to, that maybe just some sector of, or the some segment of the society which was corrupt, that will come into picture. Like, we don't have a solution for dealing with this kind of corruption or something, and it will be little tough on the leader of the country, like the ministers and the presidents of the country. It would be little tough situation for them to handle it, because suddenly everything will come to a very strong way of in public situation. Remember, this is the time of solar eclipse in June, and during that time suddenly things will open up on a political level, all the tensions and who is trying to cheat the other country or other segment of the society, and all this will be very evident, very open in the world view. So on a personal level, things doesn't change if you are unaffected, but we all are affected by the politics, right? So in July, what we have here is clover, we have scythe, and we have birds. So clover is a short-term luck, and then scythe is a sudden change, and the bird is all the chatter that is going on. So I'm assuming that with a lot of things opening up, there would be a lot of gossip also going on. Suddenly, because of short-term luck, the gossip will go away and the actual problem will get even more highlighted. Because each time gossip comes, it confuses people, and what is right, what is wrong, what is real, what is fiction, and people lose sight and people forget it and people just focus on their own stuff. But because of this clover bringing luck, this time the gossip is going to go away and people will focus on actual root problems, and seeing beyond the illusion, seeing beyond the fiction. And then we have ace of emotion, a new beginning in terms of emotional start, and choosing freedom from a lot of issues which were burdening the society, and keeping the devil away, which would not be an easy task, and successful completion, which is the world card. People will try to find a solution, a very quick solution to all the problems, because people don't want to waste their time in this, and those quick solutions don't work out, because it's coming from emotion, place of emotion, not place of all the four suits. Like if there was a magician here, I would have said that yes, it might work out, but it's just acting emotionally because there is some luck. Things will look like working out, but then it will only aggravate tension. And I don't see this completion is going to work out in any way because of the scythe here. But let's see how things work out. So it's sorry for painting such picture, but then that's what the cards are revealing me on a global level, and it's something that I don't want to do. Somehow I'm feeling having thoughts. Should I post this? Should I don't post it? Is it significant? Any of there would be some 100 people who will watch this. So I don't know. Then we have flowers, we have heart, and we have child. This is for August. So sun is going in Leo during this time, mind you. So people are light-hearted, and people, because in the last one people were emotional and they tried to curb a lot of uh, tensions and find the root cause, and they thought that they found the solution. They are celebrating and they feel that it's time to have a new beginning. And then we have intuition, insight, the moon card, healer of action, and embrace those around you. So people would be light-hearted. People would want to keep doing what they are doing to find the solution, but then emotional love, as we saw in the beginning of the tarot things, that people will start embracing love and start moving on the positive side, which is going to start now in August. And people are trying to find commonalities and love, affection, and all those things to be more friendly to each other and not to compete with each other. So, all in all, Sun in Leo would work out best to keep people on a very happy go lucky kind of mode, and people will be happy, not worrying about a lot of things. Now let's see what's happening in September. We have fish, we have book, and we have moon. We have helper of action, we have organization, and out with the old in the new. So suddenly the structures of the society, the way the capitalistic society is working, will face a tension. Something will come to, some knowledge will just get open. Like, we made some very good changes in last few months. Guess what? They are not sufficient. And that will suddenly come into realization, and you will again need a lot of reshuffling, a lot of whole thing. The financial stuff will have to change. The financial models have to change, and the way the political heads are carrying out businesses, and all those Fortune top 50, 100 companies, uh, technology companies, and all other companies. I just don't want to name them. All those companies, even companies which work with your food items and all those things, will go through a sudden change of financial model. Something will hit them very drastically. That's what I'll say. I'm not very comfortable getting into details on public platform. I don't want to talk about negative things here. So in October we have tree, we have bear, we have anchor. So a lot of health issues will crop up. A lot of the financial giants and the companies, the medical companies also, which I forgot to mention. It's not just your technology and food companies, but also your medical uh, companies, pharmaceutical companies, uh, would have brought in some kind of long term change in your life. That will come very visible in October. You will see things very clearly now. What have these big companies, big people have done? And now they just want to abandon you. Five of abundance is like they just want to leave you. Yeah, they don't even want to come out and acknowledge things. They just want to have a friendly, cordial things going on between barriers that you cannot reach them. They don't want to reach out to you, and then they will say that this is the fair decision that uh, is this was fair. Whatever we did was for the best of the humanity, but if it doesn't work out, we are not to blame for it. That's what is going to come out in October. So, humble request for all those who are watching this, be careful with quick solutions that are surfacing right now with a lot of things. Don't engage with them. I don't want to name anything here, but then if you have managed to reach here, at this point of this very long video, I'm sure that you are understanding on what kind of quick fixes I'm talking about, and you will possibly know how to protect yourself. Let's move on to November. We have 5 of actions, tensions increasing, 4 of thoughts, uh, which is like a lot of people suffering to a very large extent, and then 9 of emotions. Some people just want to abandon everything and want to just take refuge in spirituality. Sun, cross, and ring, which is also that these two are very positive cards here. And then we have cross in between, which is very alarming, which is telling me that yes, you want to uh, overcome the stress, overcome the tension, and want to just uh, stop engaging with everything and just want to find your love in life and stay with your love. You just don't want anything else in your life. It's like, I don't want this property, I don't want this bank balance, I don't want anything in my life. I just want the people safe, healthy around me who I love. I just want to embrace them and be with them. That would be the situation in November. And then we have 10 of action, 8 of action, and 10 of thoughts. So lots of burden, lots of quick action to lift that burden completely. But then we have snake, we have fox, and we have cloud, which is telling me that December would be a very, very tricky month in terms of global peace, global tension, that people want to take quick actions and but they won't be able to do that. Then they would almost come into self-defense and attack. Self-defense and attack. Somebody want to attack, somebody want to defend, somebody want to attack to defend themselves, but then there would be a lot of stress. I see that there would be a possibility of some kind of tensions during December in terms of not pandemic but country standing against each other and trying to exercise military power or something. But I don't see open military confrontations because Snake is not open. Snake and Fox definitely they strategize. At least Fox strategize. Snake is more attacks only when it is required to attack. Uh, so people would be like strategizing, trying to infuse their venom in a very strategic way on the other countries to protect themselves, and it will create a lot of confusion. I don't see military confrontations yet, although astrologically I thought there might be something going on, but luckily tarot doesn't show that, so I'm quite happy about it. So